and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for this evening's performance at the Millennium Stage. Please welcome to the stage Zulal and Ara Dinkjian.
A young woman is walking by the river, and she sees a handsome young swimmer. Her heart nearly falls out of her chest, but she pulls herself together and thinks fast.
She pulls a barrette out of her hair and casually tosses it into the water, hoping that he'll notice, but he doesn't notice. So she says, "Oh, Mr. Swimmer, I've lost my barrette. Will you please fetch it for me?" And he says, "Sure, I'll fetch your barrette. What will you give me in return?"
So first she offers her lachag, her small veil, then her mechkap, her belt, moves on to her shabik, which, frankly, her shirt, any man in his right mind would perhaps take her up on, but he pushes it farther. He says, no, that won't do, and it is only a final moonlit kiss which convinces him to do her bidding. Zinch tam lo fortin, zoma ye, zim lachak tam lo fortin, koma ye. Vochara vochavnetza, zoma ye, vochani zam galzoven, koma ye. Zoma ye, zoma ye, zoma ye, zoma ye, zoma ye, zoma. Zinch tam lo fortin, zoma ye, zim mechkap tam lo fortin, koma ye. Vochara vochavnetza, zoma ye, vochani zam galzoven, koma ye. Zoma ye, 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 zoma. Zinch tam lo fortin, zoma ye, zim shabik tam lo fortin, koma ye. Vochara vochavnetza, zoma ye, vochani zam galzoven, koma ye. Zoma ye, 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 zoma. Zinch tam lo fortin, zoma ye. Lusnaki sherbak madavi, koma ye. Ham havnetza, zoma ye. Ham hani zam galzoven, koma ye. Zoma ye, 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 zoma.
Tolakjan, a girl teases her young admirer. She talks of how much she thinks of him when she sews. Look at my lushly embroidered dress. But my father would never accept you. And there might be someone who's already placed a gold wedding ring on my finger.
Ami mechlorik terab tolakjan, solakana kosanim sardin terab gangahen yolakana. Amala ambedagin sohikjan, solakana tavastir kahitagin martir hen yolakana. Solakana gangahen yolakana. Solakana gangahen yolakana. Gutana mani zamaska mingatani. Gutana mani zamaska mingatani. Gutana janam level sirele, janam level gutana, janam level sirele, janam level solajan, solakana gangaher yolakana, solajan, solakana.
Thank you. We now go to the village of Basen, where we find a dusty workroom and 3 women who sit spinning wool into gossip. And they recount the story of Lachin, which involves a spinning wheel, a late night visit, which is she makes sure that no one hears of. Verse 2, she gives birth to twins. So you can fill in the gap there. And the same suitor who came to see her, and we made sure to keep it quiet, comes back with 2 loaves of bread, only he manages to eat them on the way to her home and arrives completely empty-handed.
This next song is a contemporary folk song composed by Armenian composer Movsisyan. A man lays incense on the fire, and as the smoke rises, his stuttering son asks him, "Father, where does the smoke go?" And he says, "It goes to the crack in the forgotten wall. It goes to our grandfather's barren field. How I long to see the reflection of our mountains in my son's eyes. How I long for the breeze to come down from the mountain, envelop us, and take us home." Kamin hode yerginda Tulol manchesen zur hartzene
Hapo Kamin urgerda
Motat karina sen manchis Drech na Babon stashti hode kalje Zakok hone
Duna merge
Geraglets nim bushu gaski Kamin mure yeginda Tolol manchi sachmen doshi Narod hoki zovanat Zovsarerit paile desnin Manchis zulam Jelachkeru Zovsarerit kaminichni Mezikage dani dur Mortat karina sen manchis Babon stashti hode kalje Zakok hone
Zakuk hone Hone duna mer 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 Thank you.
Thank you. So that was a contemporary composer, and now we go back to Gomidas, who at the turn of the 20th century was a musicologist, composer, priest, man of spiritual knowledge, who traveled the Armenian countryside, both historic Armenia and present day, and collected nearly 3,000 folk songs and dances. Shorer Can is attributed to his work, and in this song you will hear a chorus which celebrates the lilting and swaying walk of a girl named Shorer.
Shorer A man in Javach sees a beautiful, tall maiden standing in the field. And he says, boy, you are yana yana. Hot, hot. May the house of the person who steals your heart away from me go up in flames. Won't you please come home with me and be mine? Will you? Vaile diridam, boyit mata, vaile diridam, boyit mata, tugankneles yana yana, kamin zana doshet bana, hovneresid zana zana, vaile diridam, boyit mata, vaile diridam, boyit mata, eleles gert hast du seiran, menatzeles hovi heiran, ganamanes choli jeran, vaile diridam, boyit mata, vaile diridam, boyit mata, eleles gert has mech geri, graknan ger sirdes geri, kodan nogi duna veri, vaile diridam, boyit mata, vaile diridam, boyit mata, vaile diridam, vaile, vaile, vaile diridam, vaile diridam, vaile diridam, vaile boyit mata, vaile diridam, boyit mata, achkere koneran hadig, ham sirunes, ham chorodig, gari merdun dodig dodig, vaile diridam, boyit mata, 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 vaile diridam, boyit mata.
In the upper gardens lined with pear trees, sweethearts come together to dance the tamzara. Come, move your shoulders. In the tamzara, lovers find each other.
And in this song, we ask you to move your hands and clap with us in time. The Tamzara is known to be a dance song in 9/8, and we ask you to emphasize the 7/8 beat. I will shake it, and I'm sure you'll catch on quickly. Tamzara, achjika dagga, asorga sing tamzara, achjika dagga, tamzara barbarese, usenita sharje, tamzara in barera, irak kan yarar, beri bakchindan serar, hop hop kanim manjerar, urvorachik manjerar, hangar zara zara, tamzara barbarese, usenita sharje, tamzara in barera, irak kan yarar, خلكس كل خسارة إنك Good job.
Thank you.
We now invite onto the stage the legendary Ara Dinkjian.
Thank you so much. What an honor it is to play here at the Kennedy Center. I'm playing an instrument called the oud. Its origins are in the ancient Persian empires, but it has been adopted as the main instrument for Arabs, Turks, Greeks, and, of course, Armenians. The instrument is fretless, and that is because most of the folk music is based on microtonal modes. So if you hear something that sounds out of tune, it's actually quite intentional. And actually, it's more in tune with nature. The 12-tone system that we're all familiar with in the West is actually unnatural. So these ancient instruments are actually more in tune with what exists in nature. Most Armenians can trace their background, their history, their lineage to Anatolia, which is present-day Eastern Turkey. And in that region, not only there are microtonal melodies, but also odd time signatures, and Zulal just had you clapping to one of them. My last piece will also be an odd time signature. But for now, I'd like to play a medley of 3 pieces. The first one is called Garod. It is a folk song, the lyrics of which, and don't worry, I'm not going to sing, the lyrics of which the man states to his lover, "Please don't let me die longing for you." The second piece in the medley is by one of the 2 most important Armenian composers. He was a minstrel, a troubadour. His name was Sayat Nova. And the third piece will be a piece attributed to Gomidas Vartabed. Zulal already told you about him. Thank you. This past April 24th, Armenians throughout the world commemorated the 100-year anniversary of the genocide. There were all kinds of programs throughout the world, and many of the songs have a very melancholy, if not downright sad, message behind them. I'm going to play now a piece called Miain te Midas Chimana. Translated, this means, "Don't let my mother know." The lyrics were written by Avedis Izahakyan. The music was written by one of the great Armenian singers, Ovanes Badalyan. And in the lyrics, the soldier is telling whoever is listening, let them do whatever they want to me. Let my tears turn to salt. Just don't let my mother know of my suffering. And in the final verse, he says, let them do anything they want. Let them feed my heart to the wolves. Just don't let them know, don't let my mother know that I've died. Thank you. My ancestors on my father's side are from a city called Dikranagerd, again in eastern Anatolia, and on my mother's side in a village called Kharpert. And in that part of the world, the predominant beat, or to use a Western term, time signature, is 10/8. There's nothing like it in the West, but if you're from there, or even if you're born here and grew up listening to that music, it is as natural to you as 4/4 rock and roll. The subdivision, just to get technical for just a second, is 3 + 2 + 2 + 3. I don't expect any of you who are not familiar with it to get it. If you do get it, that's insulting to some of us where it took us years to get it. But anyway, it's not only in this odd time signature, but also has this microtonal mode where the second degree of the scale is maybe out of tune to your ears, but maybe not. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now I'd like to ask Zulal to come on the stage and join me in a couple of songs. Zulal.
مرداني ديفات كورنجان سياينه غخر خنجان مرداني ديفات كورنجان سياينه غخر خنجان باي بابلر يدروغي دونا بيرر باي بابلر يدروغي دونا بيرر هابر داره تكير گنگان توزر زارگی فرور تنگان هابر داره تکیر گنگان توزر زارگی فرور تنگان باي بابلر يدروغي دونا بيرر باي بابلر يدروغي دونا بيرر خمولتونم سفرين جنتو أرنامم يارمتنم صندو خمولتونم سفرين جنتو أرنامم يارمتنم صندو باي بابلر يدروغي دونا بيرر باي بابلر يدروغي دونا بيرر مرداني دف جختم جينا بولوري رسبستي بينا مرداني دف جختم جينا بولوري رسبستي بينا باي بابلر يدروغي دونا بيرر باي بابلر يدروغي دونا بيرر مرداني دف توب توب مصر أرنامم يحمدنم مصر مرداني دف توب توب مصر أرنامم يحمدنم مصر باي بابلر يدروغي دونا بيرر باي بابلر يدروغي دونا بيرر باي بابلر يدروغي دونا بيرر باي بابلر يدروغي دونا بيرر
Ara Dinkjian.
Thank you so much. We will end today's program with Hanina. Aravot shut tonir zuch. The day is marked by the lighting of the tonir because they're going to make some lavash and they're going to eat it.
Which is Armenian bread.
Armenian bread. So the smell fills the air of this wonderful lavash. Tonir is heated up. And it's all about this girl, Nina. He says, your chal, your beauty mark, is like a treasure of the moon, and your eyes are like treasures of the sun. Hanina, yes, udu, you and me. And for this song, we ask that you please join us on the chorus, raise your voices in song together. Let's fill up this Millennium hallway together, singing Hanina, you and me.
You'll get the melody. It's very repetitive.
Look
so you'll hear
for
it.
Anais toward the middle of the song. She'll be your anchor.
Hanina, nina, nina, hanina, nina, nina, hanina, yesudu. Hanina, nina, nina, hanina, nina, nina, hanina, yesudu. Aravot shutonirdu. Hanina nina nina Hanina varayes Yargortries pulanu Hanina nina nina Hanina varardu Hanina nina nina Hanina nina nina Hanina yesudu Hanina nina nina Hanina nina nina Hanina yesudu Du bist dickes Farov metzna Hanina nina nina Hanina yesudu Golo ligni harstarna Janina nina nina Janina yesudu Hanina nina nina Hanina nina nina Hanina yesudu Hanina nina nina Hanina nina nina Hanina yesudu Kuchaler barskanslasna Hanina nina nina Hanina yesudu Uachken kansarika Janina nina nina Janina yesudu Hanina nina nina Hanina nina nina Hanina 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 yesudu Găjăvi mă gândini mă seresar Hanina nina nina Hanina yesudu Eridu inspectora Janina nina nina Hela carriera yes Hanina nina nina Hanina nina nina Hanina yesudu Hanina nina nina Hanina nina nina Găjăvi mă gândini mă yesudu
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yep.